Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to Anime King 2. And today I'm going to be giving you part 3 of What If Naruto Was Trained by Whis and Beerus to become a god of destruction. Remember to get this one to 100 likes as usual. Share this to all of your friends in your social media platform. And don't forget to go ahead and destroy that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. Yes guys, I indeed have 4 channels which I post what if on every single day for you guys to enjoy. So go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family, and thank you for all of your help and your support. So without further ado or wasting more time, what do you say we jump right into this new episode? Don't forget to turn on the bell notification and see exactly when I post, because I do post a lot. So let's begin this now guys. So the last part we left off, Sasuke was in the process of ending Chakra. The Kage meeting had just happened. They had all been gathered and spoke as Sasuke had interrupted. However, he did not come out of it too good. But he was still powerful enough as he just fought Kakashi. And now he was going to kill Sakura, who believed that she could end him and save Naruto and the others the problem. But she could not. However, Naruto arrived and saved her life. That is when Sasuke turned his sights on the dope. After all this time, he still believed that he stood a chance against him. Well, Sasuke was going to prove that wrong and kill Naruto right here and now, as he turned his wrath upon Naruto as he proceeded to attack. But the battle that followed was not something that Sasuke ever expected. Naruto treated him like he was a mere child, evading all of his attacks, disarming him, knocking him around. Sasuke couldn't understand. How did Naruto get so strong? As Naruto bullied him, Beerus and Whis was there watching as well, as Naruto knocked Sasuke around. Naruto tried to talk to him, but Sasuke's mind was clouded with darkness. Naruto had an apologetic look on his face, because he was gonna kill Sasuke. But before he could though deliver the final blow, that is, the masked man appeared as Naruto came face to face with him. He said that he was gonna start a war and Naruto told him to bring it on. He would crush all of his forces and then crush him in the end. As Naruto was dead serious about that, the masked man had sucked himself away in a swirling vortex and vanished. With that, Naruto returned back to the meeting hall. As he stepped in there, the Raikage, well, him and Naruto got into a little scuffle, and it ended with the both of them clashing rather violently. The Raikage pushed himself to 100%. However, Naruto simply activated his Majestic Saiyan mode. Well, Super Saiyan Majestic 2. As Naruto showed him how outclassed he was as he demolished the man. He ended up knocking him out. As Darui and C had reawakened after Naruto had knocked them out as they came to the Raikage aid. Tsunade told Naruto to stop as Mifune entered the fray as well. The group returned back to Konoha with the alliance formed. The Raikage had seen that Naruto's help was necessary after he faced him himself, as he knew that they would need him for the war, and the Raikage respected strength. But now that they were back in the village, Tsunade had something to tell Naruto. As for Beerus and Whis, they returned back to Universe 7 to speak to Goku about, well, Beerus' new apprentice, as Goku was ecstatic to hear that, as he would like to fight this person. Even Vegeta was curious, but, well, him being Vegeta, he didn't like the show. Tsunade told Naruto everything about his parents, as Naruto never got to meet his father because of the Majestic Saiyan mode. However, they were able to find out from documents that were left behind by Hiruzen about what Danzo did. It was finally time that they had him, and Tsunade was not gonna let him escape this one. What followed was Danzo entering the office as Naruto was there as well. There was a collision between the both of them as they fought. Danzo ended up leaping through the window, believing that getting away would be his best option right now. As he went down, Realizing that he was screwed, he called for his root agents. The one that attacked Naruto were quickly dismantled. The Konoharukis and the Jonins were shocked by the power that Naruto now possessed. As Naruto demolished Danzo, he destroyed him. Yes, he used the destruction energy and erased Danzo. He could not revive himself after that. As Naruto stood tall to the people of Konoha and told them that he would protect this village even with his dying breath, and any threat steps against the village, he will defend it. When the name Namikaze was said, as Naruto called himself that, everyone was shocked. Those that knew Minato's last name. Namikaze, that was the fourth Hokage, they thought. So yeah guys, basically as we left off, you guys can switch across the playcheck of yourself, so this will be jump right into this new episode begin. Now guys, we begin this episode in Universe 7. Beerus and Whis, along with Goku, Gohan, Piccolo, and Vegeta saw the battle. Gohan and Piccolo were impressed by the young man's power, especially his fighting skills, as Whis had showed them Naruto, and what had transpired at the Elemental Nation with Danzo. Goku was eager to fight him after hearing about this majestic Super Saiyan form. Vegeta, much like Goku, wanted to fight this Saiyan and see if the race was as strong as we said. He's strong and very fast. Most of those attacks that were thrown at him did not even leave a scratch. Piccolo said, "Yeah, he is. I'm surprised he's able to shape his ki energy into blades. I didn't think that was possible," Gohan said. "Oh man, I can't wait to meet him," Goku said. He was excited. "What do you think, Vegeta?" "I'll admit, I'm interested in the boy's power, especially that majestic Super Saiyan form," said Vegeta. As Goku grinned. "You're not the only one," he said. Beerus was silent as he listened to the Saiyan's conversation. He also wanted to see how far Naruto has come to face off against these two in terms of power. "Now that you've seen my apprentice's strength and power, we will see how you fare against him," Beerus said. Goku grinned as he clenched his fist in excitement. Vegeta was calm, but he too wanted to see this firsthand. "Whis, please take us back to my planet," Beerus said. As silence followed, Beerus then glanced over as a tick mark appeared above his eye, as Whis did not hear him because he was enjoying his ice cream sundae. Another tick mark as the other one grew bigger. "And where's my ice cream sundae?" he yelled. Time skip, Konoha. Nighttime. Naruto was walking, as it was currently nighttime. His friends had a lot of questions, yes they did, as Naruto explained to them that he was a part of a race, the Majestic Saiyans. They were beyond shocked when he told them about that. However, he was still Naruto, they could see that, and besides, he was doing everything for the betterment of the village and fighting for them. But his strength was out of this world. Kiba was a bit jealous, more than a bit, but he will just have to up his own training. Well, he thought he might reach Naruto one day. As for Naruto, after talking to Sned and giving her everything that Danzo had stolen, she had gave him a map to find his father's compound. Naruto has never been here before, in this area at all. As he arrived on the scene, there was a seal on the gate. The gate would not budge. He then realized something, blood. As he swiped his finger over it, his blood actually opened it. But he wasn't surprised, he was the son of Minato Namikaze after all. The place had been locked away for some time. The door was the same as Naruto was able to open it. Arriving inside, Naruto went to look around, as he came across something, a room with a crib and a chest filled with toys. This was supposed to be his room, Naruto thought to himself, as he picked up the small green toad and looked at it. He squeezed it and it squeaked. It made him chuckle as he placed it back down before he left the room. As Naruto looked around, as he came across something, a door that was separated from everything else. As Naruto noticed, there was a weird seal on it. The seal was... What the hell was this? This was not a blood seal. He was not sure what it was, but it needed something though. As Naruto wondered, placing his hand on it, he released his ki. As he waited, at first nothing happened until he heard a clicking sound. The seal started to unravel, and the door opened. Naruto was shocked. Stepping inside, he reached the wall and flipped on the light. What he saw in the middle of the room was a strange machine with a hand scanner on it. Naruto placed his hand on it. A green light erupted and went over his hand. Scanning complete. Confirm. Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze. Naruto stepped back as a hologram appeared. It was his father. Naruto, said Minato. If you're reading this, that means you have unlocked your Saiyan heritage. You're probably confused on what a Saiyan is. As Minato went on to explain, however, Naruto already knew what the majestic Saiyan was after the explanation from Whis. I was sent off my planet, being the only survivor, and I landed near Konoha. Once I was there, knowing I was the last, I decided to keep that knowledge to myself. I came in the village as an orphan. I hid my powers and focused more on ninja studies. Well, I did use ki in the Harem, just to advance it, he said with a chuckle. As he smiled, once this message is over, you'll receive my battle gear, a weapon that once belonged to your father, and a scroll on some of my key moves. I love you, son, so much. So does your mother. If you're reading this, that means that either I'm not there, or the both of us are not there. But that doesn't matter. I know you will make us proud and grow up into the wonderful young man that we know that you will be. Take care. The message ended. The ground in front of Naruto opened up. A mannequin came out. As it was wearing a suit, it seemed to be able to extend for the person's right body fit. It was a black, form-fitting suit with a flowing white vest over it, with a white OB tied around the waist, and white armbands, and white and black boots. Next to it was a strange, black metal pole, and on top of it was a scroll. Naruto reached forward and picked up the staff. There was a golden dragon on it. It was really light, as Naruto twirled it in his hand, before he reached out and touched the gear, as he felt the fabric of the vest. Mom, Dad, don't worry. I'll make you guys proud, he said, with a smile on his face, as he sealed the clothing into a scroll. He's got to remember to thank Fukazaku-sama for teaching him some Fuinjutsu. This thing was really handy. Once he was done there, Naruto came across a photo. As he was seeing his mother, looking at her, she was smiling. She was pregnant with him. As Naruto smiled to himself. Once he was done there, he locked everything up as he left the home, only to come across. Oh hey Kakashi-sensei, said Naruto. What's up? Oh, I just want to speak to you, if you don't mind, Kakashi said. Sure thing, said Naruto. Around 5 minutes later. So, how are you holding up, Kakashi asked. Well, good, said Naruto. Training has been really hard, but as you can see, it's paying off. Unfortunately, for not showing Beerus Sensei my majestic Super Saiyan 2, he's gonna double my training. If you can call it that anymore. I think the right word would be punishment. Well, said Kakashi, if anyone can handle it, I'm sure you can. As that made Naruto chuckle. It's definitely gonna be hell on earth, but he would handle it. There was a long pause after Naruto laughter, as Kakashi released a breath. Naruto, I never said this to you before, but I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I wasn't a proper sensei to you or Sakura. I was focused on Sasuke, trying to make him stay in the village. But when I found out that he used the move that I taught him against you to try and end your life, I knew that he had fallen, and now attacking the 5 Kages, becoming an international criminal. And he tried to kill Sakura as well. I don't think I can help him anymore, said Kakashi, as Naruto was quiet. The day I wanted to train and make it up to you, you had already departed with Jiraiya. From there I thought that you would not need me anymore. But I didn't give up. I had promised your father that I would make it up to you. I tried to be there to train you in your wind element. As Naruto finally spoke up, yeah, I remember that. To be honest, I was angry at first, when I left with Erasenin, but after the years went by, I was no longer angry. Well, maybe half, said Naruto. But if it wasn't for you and Asuma Sensei's help, I wouldn't have been able to advance my father's technique to what it is now, said Naruto. I'm sure that he would be proud of what I've done, said Naruto. Kakashi nodded. Yeah, he would. He said, smiling towards the blonde. He knew that Naruto was gonna go train again as he asked. So when are you leaving? Before Naruto could say anything though, Beerus and Whis arrive. Speak of the devil. As Beerus spoke, you put on quite a show against that Danzo man. As Naruto looked at him, you were watching? Not only us, but Goku and Vegeta were also there as well. They were able to see a display of your power, and now they're ready to fight you, said Whis. So, are you ready? Beerus asked. Hold on, said Naruto as he pulled out 2 scrolls. He looked at Kakashi. Give this to Chakra, and this to Hinata. Tell Bachan, I'll see her soon. Kakashi told them as he nodded. Stay safe, he said, as Naruto nodded back. Time skip, Beerus' planet. Vegeta and Goku were sparring, as they clashed faces with one another, as they waited for the apprentice of Beerus. The 2 Saiyans came to a stop though before they could launch an attack at each other, as a light slowly started to die down, showing Beerus and Whis arriving along with their apprentice. So eager for a battle, aren't we? Said Whis, as Goku simply gave a goofy smile, as Vegeta simply scoffed. So, you're Goku and Vegeta. Whis has told me about you too. I'm Naruto. Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze, Naruto said. Namikaze? Beerus questioned. That was my father's last name, said Naruto. I recently found out about him. He's the last survivor of the Majestic Saiyans. He was sent to Konoha before the war, where he learned the ways of the shinobi and became the leader of my village, said Naruto. Wow, your father must have been really strong, said Goku. Yeah, he was, said Naruto with a smile. Alright, that's enough chatter. Naruto, you will fight both Goku and Vegeta, so we can see how far you have come, Beerus said, as Naruto looked at both of them. So who's first, he said. I'll be first, said Vegeta. What? Why you, said Goku. Because I said I'll be first. At least, let's play rock, paper, scissors to see who'll fight him first. Vegeta simply ignored Goku, as he made his way, as him and Naruto separated from one another, as Naruto chuckled at Goku's reaction to see him pouting, as Naruto started to stretch and warm up, as Goku watched the scene in front of him to see how exactly this is going to play out. Once Naruto was done stretching as Vegeta was looking at him, he was the first one to make the move as he entered into the fray. However, his fist passed through nothing but air. He spun around, but Naruto was gone once again. Naruto appeared behind him once again and lashed out a powerful kick. Vegeta crossed his arms, but he skidded across the ground. Naruto was nowhere to be seen. Vegeta ducked under a powerful blow. As Naruto brought his leg down, the Saiyan moved back. Naruto's feet caused a small crater on the ground. Vegeta flew forward as he launched a barrage of punches and kicks, but Naruto was blocking all of them. Vegeta increased his speed, but it still did not make a difference as Naruto was blocking all of his attacks. Vegeta jumped away as Naruto dropped his hands. Let's make this interesting, Vegeta said, as he held his hand out. He clenched his fists as he started to power up. Wasting no time, he went straight into Super Saiyan Blue. Naruto was surprised by this. Whis did not tell him about this transformation, but this made it more challenging though. I've only seen you and Goku in Super Saiyan form. So what do you call this, said Naruto. This is a strength beyond Super Saiyan that we call Super Saiyan Blue, Vegeta said, with a tiny smirk on his face. Impressive, said Naruto. But let's see how you hold up against this. as Naruto started to power up as well. His power exploded outwards. Once the light died down, Naruto was covered in a majestic white glow. His eyebrows were white as well, his hair spiked out, his bangs covered inside his face, his silver eyes glistening. Unbelievable, said Goku where he was, as Naruto's energy was growing higher and higher and higher. You better be ready, Vegeta, he thought. Naruto and Vegeta flew towards each other as their fists collided, creating a violent shockwave. They flew high in the air, launching punches, knees, elbows at one another, as Naruto caught a lock on Vegeta's arms before kneeing him right in the chest. The Saiyan was knocked back. When he looked up, Naruto was gone. Vegeta snapped his gaze around as he tried to sense Naruto's energy. His eyes widened as he looked down as he saw a foot coming towards him. Lucky he dodged it though, but once he did, Naruto vanished. He looked up as he saw Naruto. Vegeta crossed his arms as Naruto's fist made contact with it. However, another Naruto was below him that kicked him up, causing the other Naruto to grab his leg and swing him before releasing him, as the other Naruto kicked him right across the face. Vegeta flew back as he rubbed his chin. How did he? As he noticed two of Naruto. You like it? This is called Shadow Clones. Usually, I would use another energy source for it, but thanks to Beerus Sensei training, I'm able to use Ki to make them stronger, said Naruto. Vegeta gritted his teeth at that. That's just like Tien's technique, but this clone. It feels just like him, said Goku. The move is very useful in a battle, especially if you can master it with the Ki energy. Imagine facing an army of destroyers, said Whis. What? No way, said Goku in shock. Indeed, said Whis, if he can master it. Vegeta now knows that he's in a bad situation, and he hasn't managed to land a single blow, but Naruto has, said Beerus. And by the looks of it, Vegeta is getting quite frustrated, Whis pointed out. Then that will be his downfall, said Beerus. Meanwhile, in mid-air, both Saiyans were still staring at one another. Even in my Super Saiyan Blue form, he's still faster than me. So this is a powerful majestic Saiyan. Well, let's see how he handles this. As he started to release more energy, his aura growing larger, thicker, and more blue. As Naruto was impressed by the energy that the blue hair Saiyan was releasing. As Naruto could see some comparison between Vegeta and Sasuke. However, Vegeta did not abandon his friends, and he knew the true meaning of being strong. However, he is too grumpy to admit it. Vegeta appeared behind Naruto in a flash. As the both of their fists met once again, Vegeta had grown stronger, faster. The both of them had it out in mid-air, as the planet started to tremble from the shock wave, despite them not even touching the ground. Whoa, look at them go at it. It's been a while since I've seen someone push Vegeta this far except for us, said Goku. Seems Vegeta is controlling his anger better than I thought, Whis said. Back to the fight. As both Naruto and Vegeta jump away, Vegeta held out his hand as he started to charge a colossal amount of energy. Final flash, he yelled, as Naruto charged up his own technique. Majestic spiral wave. He released a white spiral stream of energy from his hands. As the both of them clashed violently, Naruto was being pushed back as Vegeta started to up the energy. However, Naruto smirked. Vegeta, you are a truly powerful warrior, but this is the end, said Naruto, as his eyes glowed before he powered up to his majestic Super Saiyan 2 form. As Naruto's power grew exponentially, Vegeta tried to stop it, but he was overpowered. A bright light followed. Once it died down, Vegeta was on the ground. His armor was torn in places as he was knocked unconscious. It seems you were right, my lord. Vegeta was able to push Naruto back, and even push him into majestic Super Saiyan 2. I thought for sure that Goku would have been the one. We spoke up. Well, he did not use all of the Super Saiyan 2 form. But it is now Goku's turn, said Beerus as Goku set Vegeta by Whis for him to heal him. As Naruto dropped back into his normal Super Saiyan form, before he floated down to the ground, as he saw Goku walking on the opposite side. Goku laughed as he rubbed the back of his head. I got to admit, you are really strong, he said. To be able to knock out Vegeta takes a lot. As Naruto chuckled as he rubbed the back of his head. Since I saw his Super Saiyan blue form, why not show me yours, said Naruto. Alright then, said Goku. As the blue aura exploded around his body as he transformed. As Naruto felt the energy, it was a bit stronger than Vegeta's. Well, this just got interesting, he thought, as Goku lowered himself into his stance, as Naruto dropped into a stance of his own, before the both of them flew forward. As a violent shockwave was created when their fists collided, they flew up in the air as they battled it out, exchanges punches and kicks, as they create sparks of energy, as they push one another back, as Naruto broke the hole and appeared behind Goku. However, Goku vanished and appeared behind him and kicked him, blasting Naruto out of the air. As Naruto flipped as he landed on the ground. It seems that Goku has been watching my moves closely. Against Vegeta, he thought. Naruto flew back up as he retaliated as Goku dodged his punches. Goku dodged before leaning in as he slammed a vicious right hook in Naruto's stomach. Naruto staggered back as Goku flipped above him and dropped his heel on his shoulder as Naruto flew down to the ground as he created a small crater. That is when Goku spun around as he blocked a brutal punch before he ducked under the other one. As he was now fighting to Naruto, he weaved and ducked as their fists clashed. He kicked away the clone as Naruto delivered 2 powerful blows to Goku's face, and he received 3 in return. As both of them kept on clashing, creating violent shockwaves, Naruto landed on the ground as he looked up to see dozen ki blasts raining down towards him. Naruto outran them before Goku flashed above him and dropped the axe kick on him. However, Naruto crossed his guard and blocked it. The ground cracked underneath him as Naruto started to press Goku. Violent punches and jabs. Goku tried to block, but he was being pushed back as Naruto slipped into his guard. Goku's whole body spasmed for a moment as Naruto drive a punch into his guts, causing the Saiyan to spit up saliva. He then sank his hand into Goku's stomach and blast him with a ki blast, blowing the Saiyan away. Over to the other side. Goku has been doing well against Naruto even though he's in his majestic form. I'm surprised that Naruto has not gone majestic 2 yet, but Goku is still holding back. Remember that Kaioken that he learned from the Kai. Once he feels Naruto power grew, I have no doubt that Goku will go all out as well. After another violent exchange, both of the warriors separated. As Naruto wiped his lip, there was a smirk on his face before his eyes became serious. Before he powered up, his power spiked, his muscles grew. The electricity clashed around him as Naruto entered Majestic Super Saiyan 2. Now things are getting serious. Whis heard a groan as he looked down to see Vegeta waking up. Back towards the fight, Goku retaliates with a punch, but Naruto caught it before yanking him forward. Goku received 3 hard punches as he staggered back. The Saiyan tried to keep up, but Naruto's speed, it had increased by a lot. As Naruto was in front of him the next second, Goku swiped, but Naruto vanished with pure speed. A Rasengan was in Naruto's hand. As he was behind Goku, Goku turned. Naruto slammed their fists together, causing Goku a momentary slip before he buried the Rasengan into his stomach. As it followed a huge explosion, as Naruto stood there, the smoke cleared as Goku had a tear on his clothing, the shape of his Rasengan. Man, he said, that packed a punch. You weren't kidding with this Super Saiyan Majestic 2 thing. It's awesome, he said. Now I see why Vegeta had a hard time with you. I hope that's not all you got, Goku, said Naruto. Nope. I guess it's time for me to take it up to a notch as well. The Saiyan clenched his fist as he started to power up. His aura started to mix with a red one, as Naruto felt the engine skyrocketing. He's doing it again, Vegeta thought as he grit his teeth watching the scene. Kaioken? ×5, Goku said. The engine grew larger. Well now, this might change things. With a combination of Goku, Super Saiyan Blue, and the Kaioken ×5, he might have the advantage, said Whis. Beerus kept his eyes on the 2 warriors. As for Naruto, he was surprised by this new power. In an instant, Goku was in front of him. as a fist connected with his face, sending him flying away. As Naruto looked up as he was flying, Goku appeared above him and started raining down blows. He blocked, but the force behind him was devastating. Goku decided to take a page out of Naruto's book as he faked a left punch, before slamming a right in Naruto's gut. He was not done as he continued his assault, before he uppercut Naruto into the ear. But that was a distraction as Goku connected a knee right to his chest, slamming him down as he slammed hard. He was sent through several of the strange trees on this planet. Whis was surprised by that, as Beerus watched the scene, as Vegeta was scowling. The place started to shook as Naruto exploded out of the foliage. His right sleeve was torn off, as he spat a small amount of blood out of his mouth. "So I can assume that this Kaioken of yours double your speed and strength," said Naruto, as Goku chuckled at that. "That's right, including my senses. But instead of double, it's more like 5 times, Goku admitted. Naruto was impressed by this technique. However, he had something similar. As the group watched as Naruto started to take calm breaths, something was happening. His white aura started to change. The end of his white aura started to turn orange. That is when Naruto's eyes started to change as well. His iris was yellow, but the toad pupil was silver. As Naruto entered Sage mode, drawing the natural energy, mixing it with his majestic Super Saiyan mode. As Naruto stepped forward and raised 1 foot before, the moment it was about to touch ground, he vanished. Goku tried to sense him, but the energy felt like it was everything and everywhere, all over the place. Goku felt something slam into his guts, before something slammed under his chin, knocking his head up. He was then brutally kicked away. As Goku was flying, he thought, "It's like he's all over the place." As Naruto started raining down blows on him. "It looks like Naruto has finally done it," said Whis, as Vegeta looked towards him confused for an explanation. Naruto has been working on a technique by combining his Sage mode with his majestic Super Saiyan mode. Unlike the Kaioken, Sage mode does not have any effects because it uses natural energy. But like the Kaioken as well, it double speed and strength. But thanks to his majestic Super Saiyan 2 mode, it's like 4 times now. Whis explained to them as they turned their gaze back towards the fight. Vegeta noticed something strange. It was that Goku could not find him anywhere. Chakra should have been able to sense the boy's energy and block that attack. Yes, if Naruto was only in his majestic Super Saiyan 2 form. But because he's using Sage mode, he can spread it all over. All Goku is probably feeling right now is the environment around him. The trees, the grass, the air, the water. It's all blended in. So Goku will not be able to find him that easily. Vegeta was surprised by that. This is a perfect way of keeping anyone from sensing you. As the battle in front of them picked up, a whirlwind caused Vegeta to shield his eyes. As power fluctuation was getting higher and stronger, the both of them had a wordless command, as they decided to finish this once and for all. Ka-Mei! Goku started to build his attack. Ka-Mei! However, Naruto had something in store for him. As he held his hand back, "Majestic spiral," he said. A white orb formed in his hand. It started to get larger. Goku released. Wave, Naruto yelled. As the spiral released the violent, torrent wave towards Akame. The two attacks collided. Goku sent out more energy, as Naruto did the same thing. As the attacks were pushing against each other, Goku Kaioken energy exploding outwards, as Naruto aura started to rise even higher. The both of them gave one last shout, and a violent eruption went off, as the place was filled with dust and smoke. Soon as it cleared away, both of them were still in mid-air. They were panting. As they floated down, Goku dropped on his butt. "Oh man," he said, panting. "You're strong." As he was smiling. "Hey, what happened when I tried to sense your energy during the fight? And what's with the makeup?" he asked, seeing the mark on Naruto's face. As Naruto's eye twitched at Goku calling it a makeup. "It's called Sage mode," said Naruto. "It's similar to your Kaioken. It doubled my strength and speed. However, in order for me to enter it, I have to gather natural energy. But with a combination of my majestic Super Saiyan 2 form, I was able to blend my ki energy with the natural energy all around us. So that's why I sense your energy all over the place. Even in Super Saiyan Blue, I still could not find you. As he pouted at the end, making Naruto chuckle. For a minute there, I was honestly worried that I wouldn't be able to pull it off, said Naruto. Looks like I'll have to train harder to fight that sage mode of yours again. Well, that was quite the performance, you two, said Whis. Looks like we'll have to up your training a bit more, Beerus said, turning towards Naruto. As Naruto gulped at that. Same for you two as well, said Whis as he looked towards the two other Saiyans. As Naruto's stomach then grumbled, Goku followed a second later. Time skip. Naruto was sent inside of Whis' staff. We sent him to a location where time flowed differently. 3 days was 3 years inside, and Naruto trained inside. He trained ridiculously hard, as he was able to read some of the techniques that his father had left behind. First was a raisin bomb, and a mode technique that is called Breaker Cannon. And Naruto was also working on something special himself. Naruto has also grown as well, as he was above 6 feet now. His hair was more spikier. Today he was wearing an orange tank top, his weight wristbands, the GI pants, and the weighted boots, as Naruto was facing off against Whis, who was dodging all of his attack, before Whis moved in and tapped him right on the nose, as Naruto was blasted backwards, as he flipped and landed on the ground. Naruto flew forward as he punched, but Whis was now behind him as he locked him in a hole. As Naruto transformed into his majestic Super Saiyan 2 and grabbed him and threw him over his shoulder. However, Whis landed perfectly calm, as Naruto kept on punching, but Whis was blocking with his scepter. Naruto powered up and threw a violent punch. There was a shockwave, but Whis was completely fine, his scepter holding out. Alright Naruto, he said. Seems your training for now is finished. As Naruto fell on his butt, panting, as he reverted back to normal. Hey, I wonder how stronger Goku and Vegeta are now. Whis sweat drop at that, Naruto-san, he said. Remember, it's only been 3 days since your fight with Goku and Vegeta. Oh right. I forget time is different here, said Naruto. Well, it's time that we head back now. Naruto was curious how did he have a scepter in here if they were in his scepter, but he said nothing about it, as Whis tapped it on the ground. The dimension around him seemed to shift, as Naruto found himself on Beerus' planet. It's about time, you two, Beerus said as he lay in a long chair, relaxing with a cool drink. Seems you've been enjoying yourself, my lord, said Whis. What can I say, said Beerus as he took some more sip of his drink. Once they were talking, Naruto decided to do something that he has been putting off now, as he got dressed into his proper clothing. It did not take him too long, as Naruto went to meditate and enter into his mindscape. Arriving, Naruto started to walk. However, something was off, as Naruto looked around. However, he kept on walking though. That is when he came face to face with someone other than the Kyubi. It was himself. However, introverted, eyes different. That malicious grin on his face. Who the hell are you, said Naruto, as Naruto looked at those blood-red eyes. I'm you. Your dark side, to be exact. My dark side? Don't play foolish with me. I am the hate that was created by you so many years ago. Till now, I am the truth that you've been running from for so many years. You can just call me Menma, he said with a chuckle. What truth are you talking about, said Naruto. The truth on how you feel about Konoha and their people. The ones that call you a monster. The ones that threw you out of the orphanage. The ones that call you a demon. Menma says he started to release his own ki energy, pushing Naruto back. Aren't you gonna answer me, he yelled. He transformed into his majestic Super Saiyan 2. The aura around him was pitch black, darkness resonating from him. Naruto had no choice but to transform as well. Menma flew as Naruto flew as well. Their fists connected at the right spot. Their kick connected at the right spot as well. All of their blows were synchronized and perfect. As Naruto could not hit him, he was blocking everything that he threw. Until Menma slammed his forehead into Naruto's face. Naruto staggered back. "Why do you continue to fight me? Why don't you just accept who you truly are?" said Menma, as he unleashed a fury of punches to Naruto. Naruto was actually hit a couple good times before Menma grabbed his throat. Never, Naruto said. Menma slammed a fist into his gut as Naruto was slammed into the wall. "You truly are pathetic," Menma said. Naruto tried to get up, but Menma kicked him across the face before he proceeded to use Naruto as a punching bag, as Naruto did not understand how. Was he beating him? They were the same. How did he have so much more power than him? "Now you're just boring me. I gave you a chance and yet you refused to accept." Menma dropped right into Naruto's chest, destroying the ground underneath as Naruto coughed up blood. As Naruto lay there in pain, how could he let this happen? He thought to himself. As Naruto frowned, his promises, he could not break them. He was going to help his friends back in Elemental Nation with the war. He promised that he would fight Goku again. His promise to protect Konoha, as Menma grinned on top of him. The darkness that Naruto was reminded of the moment he heard about his past was fueling Menma, making him stronger. However, Naruto, anger now was different. Menma looked down towards him. "When I'm finished here, I'm going to take my revenge on Konoha. And those two girls in your mind, I'm going to make them my slave." Naruto's eyes surged with unholy amount of power. He grabbed Menma's feet. Menma applied more pressure on him. "I defeated you. You are down. Do you think you can win against me? Can't you see that you failed?" Naruto had power down after he got the crap beaten out of him. He was forced to, but now his power started to skyrocket. Menma was blasted away as he crashed into the pipes. Naruto stood up, but this time his majestic Super Saiyan 2 form was different. His aura was white solid around him, as Naruto was unaware that he pushed his majestic Super Saiyan 2 form to another level. "What is this? How are you doing this?" said Menma. "I bested you. Accept who you truly are." "You're wrong," said Naruto. Frowning, Menma shot forward as he threw a punch, but Naruto easily caught it. "I told you, you were wrong." Naruto yanked Menma forward before slamming his skull into his, before dropping a punch into his stomach. Naruto followed by several hard, brutal, demolishing punches before raising his leg and slammed it across Menma's skull. He then created two ki blasts in his hand before he sunk them into his gut. Menma screamed out in pain as he was blasted, crushing and destroying the mindscape. Menma was on the ground, battered. As Naruto walked up towards him, Menma was furious. This is not supposed to happen," he said. "I was supposed to be free, away from this darkness, away from this loneliness." Naruto paused, as he remembered himself saying that when he was younger. When he was sad and alone, he said that to himself. He was crying and hugging himself. He didn't have anyone to come home to, and it was so painful when he saw the kids at the academy, but he would never let them see his tears. When he was alone, he was just like that. Menma was on the ground. "Go ahead," he said. "Push me away like you did before. Go on, do it!" As Naruto dropped down to one knee in front of him. "I'm sorry," he said. "What?" said Menma. "I'm sorry that I pushed you away. But things are different now. But I will not lock you away. I'll embrace you," said Naruto. "Because that's the only way that I'll ever understand. You're not alone anymore. You have friends, people that care about you." The hatred, the anger, it drove me. For me to get better, for me to continue to move on and get stronger, said Naruto as he hugged Menma. Menma was frozen before his eyes started to leak. Black ink it seems. It was the darkness leaking from him. "Thank you," he said, as he proceeded to fade away. A smile came on Naruto's face as he got to his feet, walking toward his destination, where the fox was located. Arriving there, Naruto saw the fox looking at him with a sinister glare. "Long time no see, and I'm greeted by evil glare. Don't you miss me?" The fox growled. "Where is the real one?" he said. "The real one," said Naruto. "It's me. We're not two entities anymore. It's just me," said Naruto, as he proceeded to lift up his shirt. Using his hand, Naruto tear off the seal before he looked down toward his stomach. He then proceeded to press his hand into his stomach and turn it. The fox stood there as he watched the seal was becoming undone. The fox burst open the gates the second he knew he could. As Naruto flew back, the fox swiped down, but he realized he did not squash anything. He looked up as he saw what? As Naruto stood above him. The fox lashed out his tails, but Naruto flew right through them and underneath the beast as he avoided all of his strikes. The fox started to gather chakra at his mouth, only for Naruto to appear and form a powerful Rasengan and slam it in it, causing the attack to erupt. The fox was blasted back as he crashed immensely hard into the ground. As Naruto stood where he was, the fox got back up. "You insect," he said. He leaped forward and crushed the ground, but Naruto was no longer there. The fox was confused when he felt something underneath him as he was lifted. As Naruto lifted him up and slammed him into the ground, shaking the entire place. Naruto jumped back as he started to gather his energy, the fox doing the same as they both released their beams. As Naruto sent more power into his and overpowered the Kyubi attack, the fox was once again defeated. But it was not over yet. The fox raged out as Naruto powered up, entering his new ultimate Super Saiyan 2 form. Naruto attacked the fox fist first, as his fists and kicks were damaging the fox more than anything else. The beast, who had been known as the mightiest in the elemental nation, was being tossed around like a rag doll. As the fox was on his back after Naruto dropped him once again, Naruto felt something strange before he reached and gripped it. Chakra. Naruto started yank, and yank he did as he was pulling out the fox chakra. However, the chakra started to merge into him. Kill, monster, demon, revenge. As negative thoughts started to fill his mind, the tainted chakra tried to wash over him. It tried to swallow him. That is when Naruto heard something. "Are you really gonna give up?" A warrior never gives up. He fights until his dying breath. Naruto's eyes snapped open, more determined than before. "I never give up." As Naruto crossed his arms, an army of shadow clones appear, made from chakra that is, as they all created a miniature Rasengan bomb. The beast was blasted away, standing absolutely no chance. The clone in front of Naruto shot forward, a Rasengan shuriken in hand. As the fox was alarmed by this power, he was blasted once again. This time, Naruto absorbed the chakra as it was pulled out of the fox. Naruto's body underwent a change. He was now wearing a black and golden cloak with Megatama markings on it, but he was still in his Super Saiyan form. His irises were red, and the slitted bar was there as well. As Naruto looked down towards his reflection, "So this is the power of the Kyubi," he said. "You bastard!" The fox growled out. "I'll rip you to pieces." "That's enough of you," said Naruto. As he turned the seal, gate slammed down on the fox, before the gate closed right in front of him. "Watch yourself, Naruto Uzumaki," the beast said as it went quiet in the darkness. As Naruto stood there with a proud grin, "I knew that you could do it." Naruto turned. Dad, he said with shock. Standing there, in all of his glory was Minato Namikaze. Time skip, real world. "Well, that was interesting," said Whis. "Yeah, start talking," said Beerus. As Naruto told him about his fight, they saw the flickering yellow flames around him. As Beerus was smirking, Naruto was growing in leaps and bounds. Get some rest, he said. Tomorrow, I'm going to test that new power of yours. As Naruto gave them a salute, the kid is growing stronger day by day. I won't be surprised if in a few years, he's ready for the position of destroyer. Beerus said. Sounds like someone has a soft spot, said Whis with a giggle. Don't be ridiculous. I'm taking my nap. See you tomorrow, he said, as he made his way off, causing Whis to chuckle to himself. But guys, be in subscribe right here. If you want to see next part and do, like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notifications they posted. Remember, share to all of your friends in your social media platform. And don't forget to go ahead and check out the other what ifs in the other channels. And yeah, guys. Remember, turn on the bell notifications to see exactly when I post. But I'm off for now. See you guys soon. Peace.